welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is going to be a reading for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising positions for the period of July 19th to the 25th. So let's jump right in and see what messages we have for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the upcoming week, July 19th to the 25th. Okay, let's see here. Thank you. All right, Cancer. Let's see what's going on for my Cancer friends here. Okay, Cancer. Let's see here. Looks like this week is all about walking away from things that don't serve you and doing it in a way where you don't feel too emotional about the drama or the outcomes. Sort of a week of taking a step back from things that are no longer serving us on an emotional level, things that they're over, it's finished, things that have completed, that you might still be hanging on to because of the meaning you attached to these moments, experiences, people, relationships. It's challenging you to walk away from them right now, okay? You keep wondering if you should try again. Well, my dear Cancers, I hate to be the person to tell you this, but there's nothing left for you here. This is done. It's time to walk away from it. So if this is resonating for you, if there's something that you just keep going back to in your mind, kind of like you see in this picture, where it's spiraling in your mind all the time. You just keep going back and back and back, spiraling deeper and deeper into something that is just no longer serving you. And it's very interesting because it seems like you're on the process of discovering that. You're starting to understand that you're coming into something here where you can no longer look at things the same way that you did back when these cups were serving you. These 8 cups now no longer serve you, okay? But you keep in your mind sort of going back mentally into these emotions to see, am I sure? Am I sure they no longer serve me? And you keep coming up with the same answers, that you just can't look at things the way you used to. You have changed. Something has sort of changed within you here. And I think I can see what it is by looking ahead here. But the guidance you're being given with respect to the truth behind all of this is that it's time to let things sort of happen around you, and you're just the observer now, okay? You need to sort of step into being the observer instead of getting pulled into the drama and thinking that you are somehow responsible for some stuff that maybe is getting projected on you. It's almost like the guidance you're being given here, Cancer, is to stay aloof. You know, you need to stay in a place where you're just observing this and you're not letting it become part of your inner being, okay? Now, this is the King of Cups. This is Scorpio energy. So you could be dealing with a Scorpio that you need to just walk away from. Or 8 of Cups is Pisces. So you could be dealing with another water sign. It looks like you're dealing with some water action here. A lot of emotional cards here. So you could be dealing with a Pisces or a Cancer, or you could have placements in those signs. So it's very interesting. The Ace of Swords is really a time where you just can't look at things the way that you always have. You know that things are now changing, and they may be changing because of conflict, okay? And I would suggest that the conflict has happened already, but you are having a hard time walking away from it, even though you know on some level that that's all that's left to do, is to just move on and walk away into this new sunrise here, okay? Now, the guidance you're being given in terms of action, we see the High Priestess. This is what I was talking about when I said when I'm looking ahead a little bit. It looks like your intuition has sort of come alive, okay? So my dear Cancer friends, you may be experiencing a lot of changes with respect to some intuitive vibes you're picking up on, some messaging that's coming to you from your intuition to suggest to you that it's time to do things differently. It's time to do things differently. You've got the Ace of Swords here, so that means you got to think about things differently. You've got the Page of Wands coming up, which suggests that you've received this like initiation on a spiritual level to do something different. And here's the High Priestess. She's in reverse, so that says to me that you're not tapping into this energy as much as you could be. Maybe it's because you're a little afraid. Maybe it's because you're still hanging on to this. And this is saying to you that this is over. So you're like, I don't want to listen to this. I want this to keep going. But it's done. It's not serving you anymore. It's time to just observe that process. Oops. And not really take it in anymore. Observe only. It's for observation. This is in the past. Whatever that experience was, it already happened and ended. You just haven't let it go yet. You keep thinking maybe there's something more to it, but there's not. It's time to just walk away from it and see what your intuition is trying to tell you about this new way of thinking. Okay? Because, you know, you're challenged to think in a new way right now, my dear Cancers. And it is time for you to think in a new way, because you are being initiated on a new process here that's very, very spiritual, creative, passionate. It burns very bright in you, okay? This is something that will eradicate any sort of mental or physical blocks. This is something that you desire. This is something that you have a lot of will and drive to do, but it involves you embracing life fully again, which is not going to happen until you walk away from whatever this is, right? And your intuition is certainly at the table here, trying to guide you, trying to lead you down the right pathway. You could be getting lots of weird ideas, and I say weird because they could be unfamiliar, okay? Weird isn't a judgment. It's just that they're unfamiliar. You're dismissing these ideas as weird. You know, maybe weird is the word you're using to describe these things that are coming up in your mind, and you're like, what? Since when do I think this way? Since when do I do these things? Well, it might be a new day for you, because look, Page of Wands. Page of Wands is, you know, you are discovering some new passion that is stirring inside you. It is keeping you restless. It's giving you a lot of inspiration that you could be confusing potentially with this. No. That restlessness is not to pull you backwards. It's to drive you forward into this new path. Okay, Cancer? Now let's see, what did the Oracle cards have to say about this? For you, dear Cancer, let's see. 4 cards. 1, let's see here. 2, 3, and where's number 4? 4 is hiding at the bottom here. There it is. Okay. We got a little crazy here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So the Oracle cards have added a beautiful layer, as they always do, which suggests that you will be getting some guidance here from your intuition. Message in a bottle right above High Priestess. So you have been receiving messages about a new life from your intuition, okay? Message in a bottle and new life are cradling the High Priestess here to say, listen to these messages that you're receiving. They are leading you towards a new life. Very nice messages for you. Now, cradling this idea that you need a new perspective with the Ace of Swords, we see a never-ending story and coming to the edge. So you are coming to the edge of this. You are about to walk away from this situation, right? But it's just creating some difficulty for you still. And, you know, it is a never-ending story. So, you know, you gotta see that for what it is. This situation that you keep looping around about, you're not going to find anything new there because it doesn't serve you anymore, okay? Now, the other way I like to take the Oracle cards is up and down and vertical to interpret what's going on here. So when you look at what is in between message in a bottle and coming to an edge, you see the 8 of Cups. So again, that says that you are coming to the edge of understanding this. You can even see it in the imagery of the cards, right? The woman is coming to an edge here, and in this card, the figure of the woman is walking away sort of creates an edge. So this is tricky for you because this card's in reverse, but you are coming to the end of something, and there are messages about it coming to you from your intuition, my friend. So listen to them, pay attention to them. Now, when we see new life and the King of Cups and the never-ending story cradling the King of Cups here, that really says to me that the idea of you being an observer, which is what this card is sort of suggesting to you, is going to help you understand this new life. You need to just step back and observe for a little while, because there is a story here, that a never-ending story that you keep getting pulled into, and Spirit is directing you to not get pulled into this. Don't get dragged into this drama. Stay like the King of Cups would be. He would be aloof. He would listen without getting involved. He's the ultimate observer who can then sort of make observations and recommendations based on what he sees without getting involved. Okay? He doesn't have any attachment to what he sees, and neither should you, my dear Cancer friends. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining me for this. If this has resonated for you and you would like a personal reading, my email is in the description below. And again, thank you so much for liking, subscribing, and watching, and we'll see you very soon for another reading. Sending lots of love and light.